Welcome to the Startup Grind.
How much you raised 1 million in this project, which is very, very impressive. I think this is number one in Shenzhen and maybe 10 Kickstarter's history. So how did this guy get there? Let's do an interview and cheer him up. How are you doing? How do you feel?
Very good. Very good. And it was good. Maybe that one. I try to make you good but tired. I must admit, the last 30 days was with not much sleep. Average maybe 4 hours per night, so it was a tough month for the team, for the whole team. So good, but tired.
Okay. Well, let's start with your resume about your education and travel, take a workshop, and let's go through your whole resume and let's talk about the project.
Okay. So basically, after my master degree, when I was like 23, I had the choice to work for a car company, a very famous car company, or to go in the mobile phone industry in France, which was for Philips Mobile. And all my family were telling me, go for this super big car company, it's great. But I said, I want to go to China for my work. So I said that was my first big decision, life decision, when I decided to join Philips Mobile in France. And 2 years after, I finally moved to Shenzhen. So it was back in late 2007. And I worked there since then in the mobile phone design industry with Fly Mobile, which is when they acquired a company, the division of Philips at that time, so in Russia, local king in Russia, local brand for mobile phone and smartphone. And then I joined one of our ODM, one of our original design manufacturer, which is Humax Mobile. And since then, since July 1st, so that makes less than 3 months, I created with the CEO of Humax, we decided to create Homemade together.
I checked out your LinkedIn profile. Recently, I've been to so many companies. Hey, you know that.
I forgot also I did for a year consulting a year for San Francisco-based Sony. That was at that time when I was at Humax. I was still very free, to do some other activities, and my CEO at that time told me, this is an offer you cannot say no, you cannot refuse. So I said, okay, I will do it for a year. And it was good also. This company, Sony, is a leader in rugged, ultra-rugged, feature phone actually. And they are working with AT&T, with T-Mobile, with Sprint. So yeah, it's quite a nice success story.
In most of these companies, you work as a buyer, right?
So I started my career as a buyer, in charge of what we call the Class A components of the bill of materials. So that's like the chipset, the LCD, everything which is strategic into a phone. And then I moved to the strategic partnership. So really, it was including these strategic suppliers, and also opening more on business development and of course with customers. So I moved a bit from the sourcing to the sales and business development, doing that. Strategic partnership, strategic alliance is actually a very good position. When you give your business card, it looks like a very friendly business card, let's make I'm meeting the guy who wants to do a partnership with us. So that's kind of positive. And after I continued for a few years in this direction.
Okay, I think the kind of buyer experience is very crucial to early career because
it's good first when you're young to have a great network very fast, because I was used to deal with I don't know, some senior people, senior vice president of sales, of business development of a large company. Like, okay, when I was at
you're doing IDH, designing house, which is basically you make a solution. Some people come to you, okay, I want to make a phone. Here's what I want, and you make a total solution for them.
So that's where I started. When at Ceylon, it was a spin-off of Philips. I said Philips, but it was a spin-off of Philips called Ceylon, which is probably now still a very, at that time was the #1 designers in the world. We were discussing with Nokia, we were discussing with Orange, you know, so big operators, big corporations, big OEM. But so ADH, yeah, is different than ODM, where I have more experience in the last few years on the ODM side, where you really decide. You do your ADH, you do for someone. Someone come with a spec and say, okay, let's do. I would like to do this. Tell me the NRE, tell me the non-recurring expenses of this, the tooling, the design, and we pay for it and let's go. While ODM is really on the way that we decide from A to Z. You know, we control the full supply chain and our own design. And then when we are at a stage we believe we can show it. Then we will show it to everybody, to all our customers. Do you want it? Yes or no? Like we said, you know, it's like do or die. Do it with us. If it's a fantastic product, you should do it. And we can just tell you, do it for your country. It will work definitely. We have some hero product, flagship design, and some which are more like you know, dull or like looks like similar to any other. So no big difference with the HTC or Samsung. But at Unox, what is famous is really we are focused, this company is focused on doing special design. So we were really very creative, doing like a super slim phone, doing the card phone, you know, like a tiny phone, and then showing it to operators and distributors. So that's different than ATH, where you do for others based on their imagination, their creativity.
Basically, you come out with an idea, you make it happen, and you show that to everyone whoever is going to buy your product.
Yes, and again, do or die. So it's like, if it's an aero product, really do it. If it's not, yeah, you can understand.
That was back in the day when the cell phone was not so smart.
Still, even with the smartphone, there are still some nice success stories. You know, when. For example, for the Note, you know, like the Note standard, like the 5.3 inch, I remember Umeox has been the first ODM in China to design a 5.3 inch before even Samsung unveiled it. So we were really in advance, like we were feeling like there is a potential on the big screen, and we discussed with our partners, our suppliers, and we did it maybe a few months before they unveiled it. So that model was so successful. So that's the kind of product, like a flagship product. Because Samsung or like a tier 1 OEM will come and will compete the segment. So if you are here at the right time, at the right moment with a similar product, I never worked in Shenzhen. There are many companies with copycat or, you know, like 100%. I'm really speaking about unique design. But of course, on a large screen, it's more difficult to do, to be very innovative. But anyway, that model, when we did that before Samsung, we could not even think what it would look like Samsung. So we were really different. But that was successful.
Yeah, I think that's the trick to survive with all these challenges. You either make something very special to meet a certain need, or if you do exactly the other thing other people are doing, you will die eventually.
Yes, and you have no value if you do that. Also, yeah, you will not have any value in people will not think that you are innovative or, you know.
So after you've been in the wireless and phone industry for a while, you put your interest in the wearable devices.
Yes, wearable. Actually, so Omate, when we started it more than a year ago, thinking about the concept and what it would be. It was clear at the beginning that it would be a software company. So a software company dedicated to wearable, redefining totally the user interface, the user experience to make it fit into a small device. And there is not only smartwatch is the first weekend. We know we work with the Google Glass, or there are many other possibilities on the hardware side, and not always with the screen. So
what kind of software user experience you want, then you try to make price based on the software.
yes. Again, after when we decided to, at the beginning, we were a software company, and instead of convincing, let's say the OEM, I could go to, we have good connection even in the board now into the whole mobile phone design industry. So from TCL to Huawei, ZTE, Goodbye, and Lenovo, etc. So all the big guys, even Xiaomi and Oppo. But instead of trying to convince them, like they are all working on more or less on a smartwatch or any wearable device. So, and instead of trying to convince them, like use our solution, which will take like a long time, and instead also of doing it as a white label under Linux and doing it, trying to convince our customer, like do this product, trust me, it will be a success. Put your brain on and run, and you will see it will be a success. We decided to launch our first product by ourselves. So that's where we come from, and that's what we did. We decided, okay, Omate will be our company name, and then we worked on it, like what could be the name of this product. We had the first draft, we were designing how it will look like and so on, and then came the Full Smart, because it's really truly smart, so we said, Full Smart, it looks like a good name.
Your watch came at a very interesting time. I mean, just several days before your money raising is finished, Samsung came out with their own smartwatch.
Yes, and I was at the launch in Berlin 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And I have a very funny true story. So when I arrived in Berlin, I directly go, of course, it was a Monday, Thursday, I directly go to the Samsung booth, and so I'm very happy to see, like all this the gear, and I put my prototype, I take a photo nearby, it's with a zip, like this, like a strap, so I cannot remove. I put like this, I take a photo, and suddenly I see someone wearing it. So this is a Korean guy who is wearing it, so I'm thinking, oh, it must be important. He's the only one from Samsung around wearing it, so it must be important guy. So I go to discuss with him, and I told him. So what do you do? I feel, I'm used to do Mobile World Congress Barcelona, and being an exhibitor or CES, and you are busy, you don't want to be too much trouble with people around you, like asking you, you are more in B2B discussions. So anyway, he was kind of friendly, and he told me, I'm the business unit director of the Samsung Gear project. I was like, wow, man, I'm like very happy to meet you. Here's my car. And I gave him my car, I was like, here's my business car. And he checked it and said, oh, we bought 3 on Kickstarter. So I was like, oh man, I'm just arrived at IFA Berlin, and I said, you are making totally my day, telling me like, if Samsung is buying 3 of them as a developer edition, that means even Samsung is considering it us as a challenger. So I was like very happy about it. I even made a photo with him where I was not very happy about it, but he actually yeah, no, just telling me, can we make a photo together? I said, okay.
Okay, so could you please do a presentation about the watch for us? What does it do with this Kickstarter?
Yes, so
we can scroll down.
Yes, so we put it as a water resistant stunted world first. Actually, the smartwatch, as we know it today, there are a few players. There are not many. We can list maybe 5 or 10. There are very few players compared to smartphones and so on. But all of them, as of today, they are what we call at Omate the smartwatch 1.0. In a way that they act as a slave, as a Bluetooth accessory, and as a slave of your smartphone. The main difference of the True Smart is we consider it as the first smartwatch 2.0, in a way that we are working on the software to make it a Bluetooth slave or a Bluetooth accessory, but the main difference and where we feel there is what is the most important is a standalone. That means you can, when you disconnect from the Bluetooth And as long as you have inserted a micro SIM card in, you become standard. And that's where we feel is the biggest market actually for smartwatch. We feel you have that one with you, you will be 100% reachable, you will have access to your email, you will have access to any notification, any application. So that's the key of the True Smart. That's really the key, the main difference. While the Pebble, if you have a Pebble disconnected from your smartphone, it's totally no use. It's still a watch, but I mean, if you watch in this device, it's like one on maybe a million use case you can do. So based on the application, it runs so many applications. So that's the main difference. Main difference position.
Okay, let's make it closer to this. Can you make it closer?
Right now, so I don't have a SIM card in, so it's still a prototype, but definitely it works. We already show on some videos that we can make a phone call with. I can show you many things on it. Basically, so here we did many clock faces, so we change all the interface. You know, like we have different style of interface as well. So here you have your phone, you have your browser, you have search, you have your contacts, messaging of course, camera, gallery. Another thing which is important for the True Smart is we are positioning ourselves as the GoPro, of the smartwatch. Because in this situation where you cannot bring your smartphone, you are probably into some situation where you have this is waterproof, so you are probably doing sports activities. So to come back to OMATE, OMATE stands for outdoor mate. So that's our main where it comes from. So it's really your best friend when you are outdoor, when you are doing any outdoor activities. So the community of the GoPro community is on the extreme sport. This is about 50 million people in the world actually doing, and GoPro is a fantastic success story in the camera, versatile, number one versatile camera, and we are really like them, like as before when they were just a startup, like competing with Samsung, with Nikon, Canon, etc. But they did great to focus on their own community, the extreme sport, people doing like a parachute, people doing like I don't know. Skydiving, people snowboarding, and they really focus. If you check, we really love GoPro in a way that they really discuss and they really engage their own community. Our community is really wider than the GoPro community, which is because it includes these people, but it's also bring all the people with the outdoor, doing outdoor activities which are less extreme, like a jogger, jogging, someone, a cyclist. Right now you have these people like running with a strap on it, like because we have some application. Yes, it's not that cool, right? And so that's exactly the situation where you are at home. You just say, I put it here. I know I will go running. I know I will go tomorrow. I go to a pool party. I go to doing a kayak with friends or sailing, which is not that extreme. It's normal, but you know that you will not bring your phone. It's kind of you have good chance to damage it. So then you can prepare yourself. Either you put another SIM card, or you already have a duplicate your SIM card to put it in. And then you just leave this at home, safe. You go with that, and you can make. So the main difference with the GoPro is here you have your HD camera as well. It's on your wrist, and you can video record that way. But you can share on the spot. I mean, if you are snowboarding in France Alps, or if you are doing a surf in Bali, and you want to make a very cool video of yourself under the tube, or you are kite surfing in Hawaii, you can share immediately your HD video through when you are back on the beach, you can share video, check in, Facebook, share from the spot. through Wi-Fi, through 3G, through, you know, you can do what GoPro is doing, but directly on the spot. And this is unique. I mean, you are like you can share with your community of friends live where you are, what you are doing, and you can share very awesome video, I mean HD video, on the spot. So this is actually it's a game changer actually for this community, because we all, you know, in the Web 2.0 as well, we are the sharing community. Now you can share anywhere, anytime, and that's a game changer, because this you need to go back, or you need to take good care of it, and you need to go back at home with the GoPro. You need to go back at home and you know, like load. And what you will not do rafting with your smartphone, you know. So, I mean, I do not advise you to do it. With that one, no problem. It will be, and you are not checking where it is, you know. You are not checking, oh, maybe I put it in this pocket, but maybe, you know, it went out, and this will stay at your wrist.
Basically, any outdoor normal outdoor activities, including swimming. Including swimming.
That's why we call it. So IP67 is stands for, it's 1 meter for 30 minutes. You can actually, it's really like you can put in the water. You cannot go diving. You don't. It will not can damage the device. But it's really waterproof, splashproof. You can, with the paper, you cannot probably even wash your hand if you like. It can be done. With the Samsung gear and the Sony is IP54, so they are splashproof, like rainproof. That one will be totally waterproof.
How about web surfing? Can you type in websites addresses?
Yes. So we team up with. Actually, after, so as we come back from, we are a software company, we created a full ecosystem with companies like for the typing experience. We are dealing with Swifty, we are dealing with Flexi, because it's really innovative typing experience. But more than that, it's not, of course, a fantastic experience to browse the web. You know, it's like we don't. It's more application-driven product. Facebook works where you can use all the chat application, you know, like WhatsApp or WeChat are working very, very fine. So it's more, now it's more also an auto sport application and so on. But on top of this ecosystem, we also work with companies like Sonic Emotion for the sound, 3D sound. So even this is not on high-end smartphone. So that's a really high-end application. We work with Technicolor, you know, like they created the color for the cinema industry, and they are working only on B2B, business-to-business application with the OEM. And we are, for all these guys, we are their lead customer on the wearable. So we are dealing with we are in touch with Nuance, for example, for artificial intelligence, like Siri Life. So we have access to all these people through, of course, the Kickstarter campaign, which puts the spotlight on us. But otherwise, it would have been very difficult for us to discuss with these people. Very difficult. I mean, they would have liked to see a proof first.
How powerful is the CPU?
So another of our key partner, because it's the engine of the TrueSmart, is MediaTek. So we are very, very close for myself and also my partner for a long time with them. So he's running the 6572, NT6572, which is a 1.3 GHz dual-core processor. And an important fact for this chipset is that the most qualified chipset, Android chipset of MediaTek with operators. So why I come on this is because the smartwatch 1.0 are not telecom products. Homemate is made of telecom professionals. Like we have our background in the industry, in the telecom industry. And this is the first product which appeals the mobile network operators. So carriers are actually I can tell you that the first carrier who contacted us after only 4 hours on Kickstarter is AT&T in US. So number one GSM carrier in USA. After we got contacted by NTT Docomo in Japan, Dutch Telecom in Germany. So you can see where are the needs. Because these people already have a wearable department checking. And they all told me this is the first device where we have an interest. We can put a SIM card in. So we can consider like increasing our revenue exactly as I mentioned, where these people cannot bring their smartphone. That means in this 10 to 5, it depends on people, percent of the time where you don't bring, you are not reachable. The operators are not making money as well, because you are not neither calling, you are not using your data, you are not getting a call. So for them it's a huge opportunity to increase their revenue. And they see this as a great product to do that.
Yeah, I think operators are very, very important in this food chain.
Yes.
ZTE and Huawei in Shenzhen, basically I can assume 80%, 70% of their cell phones are selling with those operators. So
yes.
It's a very smart sales strategy to put this in place.
Yes, and again, right now we got the chance on this 30 days like to position the brand. So we work really a lot with the journalists, with the backers, to put as many updates as possible, to keep close to the community, but also close to the, to create a marketing strategy, to spread as much as possible to all these communities. The one I mentioned, like the outdoor users, the true smarters of the future, the real, our backers are definitely part of our early adopter community, but they do not all represent like our future community. I mean, they are early adopters. So you have Android developers, you have B2B partners, we have many companies, suppliers, we call it, and as I mentioned, we even have competitors buying it. So we are very grateful to have reached to be part of the $1 million club of the Kickstarter, but to have this 4,000 backers. But right now we are really focused on delivering on time, on quality, the true smart. But really we are working on building our real community. On the next, our community is outdoor users and through the operators. That's the key for us. The retail, we want again to be the GoPro, the smartwatch. But for the operators, we are a new source of revenue. And we are working closely. We have more than 12 operators globally who contacted us through the partner at Omega.com. So it's really like, it's not us pushing to have a rendezvous appointment with them. It's really them getting back to us. And that's our top priority for the next few months.
Talking about community, for myself, I'm working in the wireless industry, basically with outdoor wireless devices. And the leading company is called UBNT. So the thing I realized with their success is, once you form community successfully, it's saving you a whole bunch of money with customer service, with sales. UBNT, they don't have a lot of salespeople. They just solve all the distributors' problems online in this community. Sometimes don't using their own technicians, sometimes people just answer it for free. And you just get first-hand customer information responses, and you can drop the product. So it will be future knowledge to take that product.
Yeah, so we are working, we are setting up some service center with we receive actually, even if yesterday was a bit, we really wanted, of course, we are 9, when we wake up at $950,000 or something like that, and we are thinking, if we are not on the $1 million, it's a pity, like we just have a few hours, and we are really like, so I did this video, I did this, and we reached it. Anyway, we already got our B2B, we are already above the $1.5 million revenue already, because we already got some B2B orders. And these B2B orders for the sales service, they also have their own how to say, service center for the repair, for the, for the support after services support. So we are working on that to make sure everything is also well connected.
Just in case some of the audience are not familiar with the website Kickstarter, it's a website in the United States where you can put a project. It could be an electronic device, it could be a movie, anything you want to. And you just put it out there and people think, okay, this is a good idea, I like it. I like to prepay for it and try to make it successful to mass production. So a lot of them failed and some of them succeeded. So that's how it's works.
Yes, what we decided, actually you have the choice, also you have the choice between Kickstarter and Indiegogo. You have the two major, and most of this was very stressful. Actually, when we got the news, it's very hard to go on Kickstarter. They will ask many things. While Indiegogo, they ask you nothing. So you just get in, and tomorrow, you put your project, and tomorrow you can. Actually, that doesn't mean you will not be even more successful on Indiegogo. There are some great success stories, like the Crayo's, for example, another smartwatch 1.0 on Indiegogo did, I think, almost $2 million. But you can do is different in a way. Like you can do some package, you can do some distributor package by 10 or by 1,000. So anyway, when we got it's really the royal way to go Kickstarter. So because most of them really refuse so many projects. So when we knew like we got approved, I think that night I did not sleep at all because I was very excited to know we are on Kickstarter. It was even more exciting than to turn it on, but when we turned it on, it was 10 a.m. in New York and 10 p.m. in Shenzhen. Some of the team, I invited some of the team to watch it live, because the first 2 days were really crazy. So we turned it on at 10, maybe after 1 minute we already have $1,000. So we were like, wow, it's going quite fast, and so we were taking a drink, and then, we refresh on our phone, and like maybe after 10 minutes, we were already like at $10,000. So we were like, oh my God, we owed something big. We were very, very excited. And after 2 hours, I remember it was $37,000. So at that time, the first day, we funded the project after 13 hours. We got $100,000 after 13 hours. And the second day, I think we reached $150,000. So the very first day is like really crazy. But to achieve this, I can tell you we had a lot of work to make generate a bit of buzz, giving some hints, some information to some journalists. And this is not easy. That's where I think our marketing director did a great job. He's based in Europe now, and he go back to New York next week. He's like he has been doing this, especially from Europe, for the full campaign, trying to get some with the journalists, trying to get some news, interesting. And after a few days, as we got funded after 1 day, we didn't have to do much. And because it was like it spread like from BBC News to Sky News to big media, so that was really cool.
Yeah, I also see marketing as pretty smart. During the campaign, we do this. So you did like a goal thing here. If you successfully raise 500K, you add something to it?
Yes.
600K, you add something to it?
Yes, so the stretch goal is how to engage the community. They make us change drastically our specification, but that was, we wanted this $100,000 just to confirm the project. After the first day was done, so we said, okay, we need to think what's next, because we can go big, we can go to $1 million. So we had to think about what we can offer them for each step. So we were not, sometimes we were not very, we put some funny things like 720K, we put 720p video recording. Actually, that was just because we could do it. So we put some fun stuff as a spare parts. We just consider this as a freebie And the Flexi, that's where after we start working with some of our partners, we say we will give it for you for free. And Flexi is very smart because they put it at 8K, we told them, give us the keyboard, power, keeps your power very fast, very consuming. But when you use it normally, I would say, it's very hard to tell, it depends everybody, how do you use, but usually a smartphone, I need to charge every day. So our target is about the same. You need to charge it every day, definitely. You don't, if you use it normally, I mean, playing application, using your Wi-Fi, checking your GPS a bit, and using some application, you will need to charge it. If you don't receive any call during your kite surfing session or when you are jogging, no problem. You can probably a few days.
Just for normal daily users, do you think it can last like 13 hours?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Samsung can do quite a bit.
Yes, I think we are similar, yes, to them on that.
So this is only your first project. You probably are going to focus on this for a while.
So that's yes, the True Smart is the very first product. So we are focusing on making it perfect, you know, for the backers and for the upcoming community with our distributors and most likely operators. At CES we will be at CES and at Mobile World in Las Vegas and Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. So that's our next two important events with the public, where we will most likely unveil a new product. So at CES, yes.
Is there any plan for other directions, other sort of road devices?
So we are, yeah, it will be. Most likely, we are working on another device. We have another device. It will not be like a True Smart 2 or no. It will take our time to do it. The True Smart 2 perfect and so on, or a big one. But right now we are focusing on that one. We are still in design stage. This is PR prototype run 0, so we still have a few prototype run before shipping it and making it perfect. But we're working on other concept, yes. Concept and other direction, but still on the wearable. So it will not be it will be probably at your risk, but okay, it will be unveiled at CES, so I'll tell you more at that time. Still, but I can tell you it's kind of on hardware design, it's still quite well engaged. I mean, it's not like, it's not only on the paper, right now. So we are working on something still on the risk, because we believe the risk is the most unobtrusive, way to get something to. It's kind of cool to have something here. It's kind of hard to find other places where you could. The glass is great because it's bigger. So we need to find, maybe we need more time to make it cool through another company.
Okay, we have several amazing attendants here that brought some, their personal small devices. This guy here has a Google Watch, and Kevin over there has something to take selfie with. It's a keyring, right? Keyring, also on Kickstarter. And this gentleman here has a pedal. Is it?
Yeah, there is a few people, yes.
I have that.
Yeah? Okay. Just okay. Yeah, I think, any question?
Can I ask? It's like, because I'm a backup project investor.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then I back like 24 different Kickstarter projects myself.
Wow.
And then you're the one who give me the most updates. It's like 45 updates in a single month. It's like,
yeah.
Oh my god, it's like.
Yeah, so that was part of of trying to get really close to the community, because we knew that it's very important to communicate, because we also, what is impressive, we got, I don't know, but almost 10,000 comments as well, and that's quite, you have to, if you don't reply to the comments, people get very angry after maybe 5 minutes, you know. So you feel we just posted. We are in remote control. Our marketing director in Europe, myself in Asia, and also part of the team in even San Francisco and New York. So we were really covering 24 hours, but after 5 minutes, some people are already getting to point to reply my comments, you know. Say, wow, that's going to be tough to manage. So that's why we tried as much as possible to communicate a lot of this.
Yeah, because from my experience that I did write some update, and then I didn't realize that I pissed off someone, and then there's no way you can delete the update. And then that's why I think you guys are so brave that you wrote like 45 updates, and then you have like 200 friendly words for each updates, and then how come you? I just thought, do you guys really plan all the updates before the campaign?
No, but we had to anticipate. After the first day, the first 2 days, we got so much attention from the press. So we had also to discuss with the press and then the bikers. So we had to anticipate some of the questions. We knew that we had to make a video quickly of the real device on, because many people say, oh, it's nice for your photo, but it's always turned off, you know. So that's why the last few days when I was able to show that it's live, you know, it's like it's not only on the paper, it's not only a mock-up, or it's really working. I know, like today, like I could show you that it works. The call, I just didn't put a SIM card in, but so many things are working. We even connected the Google Glass. We failed a bit on because I don't know, but at least we could connect for a few seconds. It was working with the Google Glass, you know, the application. So many things are, and we try also to post videos of some. We anticipate. We try to anticipate each time to show, and we will continue actually. We will continue as long as the project is not yet in the end of the bikers. We try to explain things that we have other challenge. We are crystal clear, really crystal clear with the community.
Yeah. I think many of us come here because that it's a great Kickstarter campaign. So may I ask, okay, what is the best advice that you can give on this campaign? Okay, what will you do again if you run a campaign again, or what will you not do again?
What we will do is definitely, as you mentioned before, to keep close to the community of the backers, to engage very fast, to keep posting things. You know, when my marketing director asked me, so Nick is one of our, we are three founders and co-founders, and Nick told me what is my budget, marketing budget. I discussed with we have two shareholders with Jack, and he said, you have $3,000, so it's very small, you know. And we give you $3,000, and we will make this video. And say, okay, contacted. Maybe if I have to redo it, maybe we will put more. But actually, I think it was great because it looked really startup. We did a very so-so video. We had a choice between some American guys and European guys. They were very creative. They wanted to do like the video, like but us, everything was ready in our mind. We knew what we wanted to do. So we said, okay, no need to be creative. You know, no, that would be great if your girl is wearing it and do that, and in the swimming pool. You know, so, no man, we just want. We already know. Okay, to not be sexist, we would put actually Anne is our intern working on it, our marketing intern. So she's on the video. So we make a great shift with employees of the company and myself doing also my stuff, even swimming or doing running like friends, you know, cyclists. So we did it cheap. And if there is someone who told me like, you must have spent a lot of money for marketing, like with I didn't see any advertisement, but everybody is speaking about you. So I said no. I told him like it was the same story. It's like we spent $3,000 for marketing budget. It's $3,000 for this video. Even it's $2,500, and after we boosted some posts on Facebook to have more. You know, we put in a photo of this, and then you have this function on Facebook to boost the post to some pages of other people. And I think now we have 10,000, so our goal was to have 5,000 Facebook fans, and yeah, friends, and we achieved it, I think, at Kickstarter launch. And now we have 10,000, so we gather, so, which is not a lot actually, the 5,000 more, probably the backers, I don't know, but this journalist told me, this analyst, it's a financial analyst told me, we value your marketing campaign at maybe $1 million. So if someone wants to come with a brand and achieve what we did, maybe you would have to spend $1 million to have the same press coverage and at least the same visibility on the media. So I told him, oh, this 3,000 actually was quite good. So I think probably I will do it same. Actually,
I probably spend more money than you.
I don't know. Actually, it looks at the end that we are a startup.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can tell you another for the updates. That's why I said this community is great, but in this community we have Android developers, geeks and so on, but we have also some competitors, some haters will hate, we said. And some haters, I could feel like, why, they were very tough on some comments. And after, at the beginning, we said, I told Nick and I said, don't reply to the people, we will not speak to these haters, which are a bit weird, like we don't buy a product, because only the backers can speak on the forum. So I was feeling this is not, there is something wrong, we cannot speak that way, like putting so bad comments. We were a bit frustrating about these troublemakers. I said, don't talk to them, and we will anticipate also the next video, like just for not speaking to these people, but speaking to what he mentioned and showing it to the. And step by step, we got also the community to supporting us instead. So we didn't have to. One guy said, posted a video which were, we had a lot of work, and the video we don't have, so we wanted to post some videos quickly. And one guy said, wow, another crappy video, it's so bad, this video quality, and then instead of telling him, oh sorry, we have no time, we did not say anything, but some other backers said, at blah blah blah, actually don't expect this company to be Samsung or Apple, and with a very polished video, with a girl running on the beach, and we are like an engineering company, so we do a video in our lab, and it's like, of course it's me like doing this, and we have our assistant turning it, so of course it's not a perfect video, but the goal is to show something, is to show what the function of showing the message is here, the same. So anyway, community haters will hate.
I have a three-part question. I think everybody can hear me. Okay. Three-part question. First question is, what are your global annual sales projections for the first year?
Yes.
Where's your target market? And how are you going to be selling these? So what distribution sales channels?
So for the revenue for the global sales, right now we are a 3-month-old company. On October 1st, we will close our first quarter with a $1.5 million revenue. We expect bigger, but it's difficult. We cannot really deliver maybe 100 PCs and so on. So for the B2B, we need to be serious with. We are able to at least 1,000 and so on. So it's hard for them to. We are in discussion with a very big distributor, a global distributor, which could probably manage the full North America and Latin America. And we are also in discussion, we already signed for him for Southeast Asia. So it's the same global company, distribution company. So Southeast Asia, Europe and Russia, and so full Europe and Russia is under control right now. So we don't know the forecast. We give very friendly MOQ with 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. So we don't ask like huge quantities. Well, and for your last question was about
Your target market, Europe primarily.
So,
forecast is hard to tell.
Yes, so that would be the distribution definitely is through a lot. We do our online. It's ready online on homemade.com. You can, if you miss on the Kickstarter page, you can buy it online. It's a bit more expensive, but that's not to make our backers unhappy. And after we have through different channels actually, all the distribution, the classic distribution, so the retail distribution in Europe. And again, as I mentioned before, like the operators, the carriers is like our top priority to move to the next level. So otherwise we can be a very cool company on the lifestyle, company on the for the weekend and so on. But if we move with the operators, it's really another level. And that's where we have our...
In your mind though, Lorraine, how many do you think you're going to sell? Because Pebble's still trying, there's about a half a dozen players in this space right now.
Mm-hmm.
None of them have done really well. I mean, 500,000 sales units.
Yeah, I think
They're not selling like smartphones is my point. So
Yes.
in your mind, how many of these do you think you can sell in the next 1-2 years?
Honestly, I don't know, but I will not mention any forecast that we may have, but we are really people who do. So we don't know, we don't plan much on the forecast, but I can tell you our community, we know the community we are speaking, I mean we are 7 billion on Earth, but definitely our community is not, it's people who have enough money and to buy, this kind of device and so on, and the outdoor community, as I mentioned. So people who, we consider there are about 250 million people who could potentially buy our product. So our community is huge. Of course, that's our community. I mean, the smartphone right now, this year smartphone, there will be 1 billion, more than 1 billion smartphones sold this in 2013. So it's a smartphone. So it's a new segment, like tablet, at the beginning of tablet, nobody knew after year one when iPad came and to know what would be the forecast. So because it's a new segment, it's the most difficult to know. In a few years we will be able to tell you at 10% exactly what we can sell and what's our forecast, but right now it's too early stage.
Is it safe to say you'd be happy with 500,000 sales a year?
We are already happy we'll be happy with whatever happens, because we are a software company again, so we don't think much about the quantities or about it's more the user experience of what will happen for our community, for the, I don't know, maybe the 10,000 people, the 20, 50,000 people who will use, that will be still our early adopters actually. We are just, again, we are just 3 months old company, so we don't have a huge, we have this very plastic feeling, so we are kind of safe on them, but again, we are happy that people come and build with us like this new segment. That's what we want. We want to see this segment growing like a tablet a few years ago. And when you see like the same for smartphone, if we wear a smartphone, we are happy to be like the iPhone of the smartphone. If we wear a smartphone, if we wear a tablet, we will be an iPad. That's our goal. Like not only on the beauty of the product, but also on the software. And if we were a car, probably we would love that. Our target, we try to benchmark, it would be a Porsche 911. That's kind of what we want to go. Yes, we are open to license our software. Anybody who are interested. Yes.
It's definitely the nicest looking, nicest looking that I've seen. I've practiced about everything starting with the wind on, and
yes.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful interface.
Okay, cool, thank you. We still have some work actually, but now it's really the fine-tuning of the software. The next few weeks we are really dedicated on with the ecosystem, with the partners. We are discussing with many other application developers to build by default, to really put it by default some really cool application. And after the developer edition, we expect the developers to really build with us some new application, to contact us to say, here's the APK, I really want to be in, and we will put it by default. And it can definitely increase the revenue compared to when we put it by default. And so in our whole store, our own stuff.
How big is your team for development? How long did it take from the first sketches?
So the team right now we are 15 people. It's growing. It's growing on the. I would say we have a full business unit of right now 10 people. 5. We are 3 persons in the top management, and we are increasing actually on our board members. There are 2 new board members who will join in. And so first we try to consolidate a very strong, that's my role right now, to consolidate a very strong board, you know. And after we build the team like under layer, like to spread the team with the key functions that we need. But first I need to consolidate a very strong board to make sure the company is going in the right direction.
So you have like advisors from other companies?
So right now we have, so our chairman is Jack Chow, is the CEO of Umerx, so he's my partner for 4 years, is a very well respected person in the mobile phone design industry. And now we are opening, so Nick is our CMO, our Chief Marketing Officer based in Europe and New York, so he takes care of the full marketing strategy. And he comes from the consumer electronics, and he worked for Le TV in China a few years ago. And now we are opening, so we have 2 new board members. I cannot tell you who, but it's really high level person. Like we have the CMO of who will be just advisor, but who is the CMO of a tier 1 smartphone manufacturer. So this is really to help us to go to the next level with the operators. And a lady who comes from the application, more the application and the development, who built a few successful companies, among one which got acquired through a Google venture and so on. So kind of cool people on board, and the boss that I wanted, 2 persons I wanted to join the board, just told me yes in 5 minutes after I asked them. So I was like very excited. This would have not happened like a month ago, you know. If I would have told them, I'm going to do this Kickstarter stuff, you know, we should do it together. No, they would have told me, let's discuss later. So
not only for marketing, but also for HR. So you show the campaign, and then it's easier to get people.
Yes, we have every day we receive a few CVs on our web, by email, on info@homemade.com and so on. So it takes time for us to. We will probably need more people in December. December we are building a team, stronger team.
You started from the software. I mean, like 1 month ago, you started the sketches for the launch?
Actually, yes. The software, so it's even better. We have one of our partners. One of our partners is in Finland. Now this company, we are working closely to, maybe they will rename their name because their investor told them like, let's discuss closer with this customer. They are drafting the UI actually for us, and based on our requirements, so it's really ADH that is really working for us on this. So maybe there will be like the homemade UI team in Finland. So we are very excited to have like it will give us also credibility with the operators. Tell them like, you can discuss with our team in Finland. That sounds quite cool. So we are expanding the team, but through partnership and through technology partnership. So that's what we are doing, and right now increasing the board, increasing this kind of technology partnership, because we are secure on the manufacturing side through our chairman who is running Umerx, so for the hardware on the hardware side. On the software we have our own team, so that's very secure. This is the homemade staff, homemade That's why we mentioned we are a software company, because the staff we own is really the software team. And all our IP are on the software. On the hardware, there is no I believe any OEM, ODM in China can do the same, even better, but they will not do it thinking that it's probably too expensive, and if you don't have the brand on it, which goes well, it's hard to sell. And they all used to sell on the chip, to compete with the tier 1 brand. So it's really different mindset. It's really different mindset on the hardware.
So to complete the whole solution is important for the future, and you need to design the whole ecosystem more than maybe before. Because the products get more complex, more.
Yes, so that's what we are dedicated on, the ecosystem. That's the most important.
Anyone else have a question?
Google contacted us and said, it's very nice, great job, but when back in 2007, when we wrote the guidelines for the OEM on the device to be Google certified, the minimum size of the screen is 2.5 inch. The resolution must be 360 by 480. And we are 1.5 inch, and we are 240 by 240, we are square. So we told them, I believe it's some problem for some application, but we told them most of the applications are working fine. So on our community, we unveil and we get to. But after thinking, so they told us we need to test your device. We need to test. I will meet them next week in San Francisco, in Mountain View, and I don't know. It's we believe it's not that important to us. That's our real failure. We are like, we wanted very much to be the first Google certified smartwatch in the world, and this most likely will not happen because the motto of Google is don't be evil, but it's a big corporation, so they are like it's a big corporation, that big teams, and they become like a bit slow in the way they need to sign, to change this kind of thing is a big story for them. And also need to open to the developer to tell them, no, you can do on 1.5, but they did not know back in 2008 or 2007 that some crazy guys will port a Google Android on a small screen. So right now we have this, it's not a problem for the developers because they know to put the applications they want. You have application where you can put on your SD card and back up all your application on your SD card and then put it in, and flash them back. So it's not a problem for them, but for the community of users who are not used to, to manipulate or to know all the, we need to make it simple. So we are working on we are working on our own store, our own application store, where we will qualify all the applications which are working fine and make them. It's a new source of revenue for the developers. So we hope this will bring many developers to support us as well. Because we are like with David, versus Goliath. We discussing as a small startup with Google, competing already with the Samsung or Sony. We are a small planet, and Goliath is our giant, and we are fighting with this big giant. So we hope, normally we believe our community will usually support the weak. You don't support the rich, and you will probably. We hope at least our community will support us. So first failure is the Google Play certification, which most likely I'm not very confident, but it's not a big deal. It's not a drama anymore. Failure, but not drama.
Speak out this game. First of all, congratulations for this. I think when you guys don't hear in 1 month, it's really awesome. I think people don't realize that with $3,000 in marketing, you can actually achieve this. I was 3 days ago speaking to some friends in Spain, and they were telling me like, man, you heard about this thing going on? Where are those guys? So it's really reaching everyone in the world. It's awesome. And I'm a backer as well, got this couple of days ago. And I have 2 questions related to the software thing. First of all, if the deal with Google doesn't really work out, what's going to be the main distribution channel for the applications developed on purpose for the first one?
So we will open what we call so far, there is no name configurated yet, but it will be a host store, let's say a homemade store, where we will just tell it's very easy. It's just for any application. Most of them will work, but we just need to tell resize the screen 1.54 and 240 by 240 for the resolution. So it's for any developer, it's probably it's very tiny job, you know, because many people were telling us like, oh, but on this kind of screen, my favorite player will not work, you know, my favorite, and that's why we put it, you know, even on the big screen, like a player, you know, like the player of the, even if it's a Galaxy Note 2 or 3, you know, in the big screen, your play is not big like a fist, you know, like it's still like usually using the tip of your finger. So it's just a play, forward, and the volume is that way. So actually on the TrueSmart, it's the same story. The play is play. You just tick on it and it loads. The OK is OK. You know, like you just write on it. After we have the challenge of the keyboard. For many things, you have to type back your password or login, so it's a bit some trouble. It's a bit troublesome, but as the first time when you switch from update last week and it worked, so it should work well.
Another question related to the application and ecosystem development platform. One thing that's really, really key important for developers is that they can monetize, that they can really sell applications and make a living for that.
Yes.
I guess at the beginning everyone will want to try, okay, let's port this application to this resolution, let's see how it performs on this MTK platform as well, but then the next question will be, okay, I'm going to spend time on this, like I'm going to develop a game, for example, that's, I don't know, can run on this watch and make sense to play, not like a good person.
Yeah.
Will I be able to sell it by $400? Or does it make sense? How will you monetize in that?
For sure. We need, right now, the business model, like with advertisement on a small screen, will probably, we don't know actually, maybe it can work actually, maybe you can have a real few seconds of when you turn on, you have a full set of advertisement on it based on your location, which probably will be acceptable. That means the developers can make money through the advertisement and using the application and probably the homemade store as well. But that's part of it. We don't know actually. We are still working on the business model to monetize for the developers, or to make them monetize. But there are already many applications which are where they do not require, you know, monetization, like Facebook, you know, because through their interface already you have it's a different business model without the. So it depends. We are working on it to know how these developers will make money.
And my last question would be like, on the other ecosystem, when nowadays you buy a new smartphone, sometimes, I would say almost every time you buy a new smartphone like Android, you're really concerned about the updates. I'm talking about like, will I get the new system updated for 4.3, will I get it for 4.4, and so on and so on. Now, because this is slightly different thing, and you will bring on UI on top of that, how important will be the updates concerning the Android behind this?
So not much, because that's why we just follow the like MediaTek for the engine, for the chipset. It's a 4.2, so we're happy to use one of the latest versions. It will be 4.3. So right now we are happy to be on 4.2, but it doesn't look at all as a 4.2 user interface, or it's just a layer on top of it. So for us, Android is not, it's just, it's more Linux, it's more like we are on top of, Android is just the basis, but it doesn't matter, it grows with 4.3, 5.0, 6.0, is more OS on top of it which needs to evolve. It's more like the layer of the user experience, the user interface of the homemade TrueSmart which needs to evolve with the time. But because right now it's 4.2, but it doesn't look at all as the 4.2. You have some tricks from 4.2, but almost nothing. So it's different. We try also to avoid mentioning, we had 2 at the beginning because people want to know what kind of Android it is. But actually it's not that all important. It could be a 4.0, 2. Not a 2.3, but at least we are not upgraded, or we are not outdated. We are not running an outdated basis version. But that doesn't matter actually for the future.
So the one place where it does matter, have you guys incorporated a full BOE stack, or are you going to bring in one from 4.3?
So we will follow also with the chipset manufacturer, which are actually upgrading by themselves the good. So working with MediaTek is a good chance that we will have the 4.3, and we will follow what MediaTek or engine chipset will provide us. But the layer above is more important, because again, there is no much difference for us between 4.0, 4.1, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2. Actually, we are. There's no big difference. Anyway.
I have a question. So what's your pre-entry analysis or research? Why a watch? Why not a glass, or why not anything else?
So because we believe like the watch and the wrist is a good the right place to it's the most obvious one. Okay.
But did you have any other options before?
But we don't
deciding on
have
this?
much option right now. We have we don't have much option, and we did not wanted yet to do something like a Google Glass, or because we are not ready to do it. The watch, because it comes more from our background from the mobile phone design, where we know everything, where we have all the connection, where we know where the supply chain. So for us, it was easier to start with the smartwatch.
Okay. That's it. Any questions? I think that's it for today. Thanks, everyone. We do this every month, by the way, on this class.